Despite the ongoing unemployment challenge in Finland, it seems there are still areas that face the labor shortage. And this is being recognized by the government of Finland, and the government is taking action. So on 5th of June, this was last week Thursday, the government issued a decree, and this decree was on national current labor shortage sectors. Actually, I'm reading an article that was also released on the same date, 5th of June, and I'm going to attach the link to this article on the accompanying text. If you're on TikTok, unfortunately, you cannot copy the link over there, but all you can do is to visit the website, the government website. And this is the website from the Ministry of Employment and the Economy. So you should be able to find this article on that website. So all I'm going to do now is also to read you this article so we can know about this decree and also these sectors that the government wants people to apply the jobs. So the article reads as follows. The government issued a decree on national current labor shortage sectors. Actually, before I continue reading this article, maybe I should tell you a little bit about a decree, not degree, decree. What does it mean? Yes, I had to Google it a little bit, and this is what I found out. When it is said that the government has issued a decree, it means that the government or a specific authority within it, such as a president, prime minister, or a ministry, for this case, the Ministry of Employment and Economy, has formally made an announcement or a decision or order that usually has the force of the law. So a decree is a legal act or official order, not necessarily passed by a parliament, often used in situations that require fast action, such as emergencies. Common in countries with strong executive powers or during times when the legislative body is not functioning. But anyway, at least now we know the meaning of a decree. So let's continue with the article. On 5th of June 2025, the government issued a decree on sectors with a labor shortage in which workers with resident permits can now look for a new job more flexibly. At the same time, the aim is to facilitate access to labor in sectors suffering from a labor shortage. The right to work associated with the residence permit of an employee's residence permit holder will be expanded in accordance with the government's program, so that in addition to the original professional field, the holder will be allowed to work in the labor shortage areas provided for in the decree. Exercising the right does not require applying for a new residence permit as long as the previous permit is still valid. The extension applies to an employee's residence permit where the permit is granted for a specific professional field or for several fields. The professional sectors that are currently estimated to have the labor availability problems throughout the country are, number one, general practitioners. These are medical doctors, just in a simple language to explain. But we also chief physicians and specialists. We have audiologists and speech therapists. We have metal processing process operators. We have nurses, dental hygienists, funeral service workers, and firefighters. Decree on sectors with labor shortages issued under the Alliance Act will enter into force on 11th of June 2025 and will be valid for 1 year. However, a midterm review of the sectors with labor shortages will be carried out 6 months after the decree enters into force, and the changes may be made as necessary. The content of this decree will continue to be reviewed frequently enough to ensure that the list reflects the current situation in the labor market. In the current employment situation, the list is shorter and its impact on permit holders is smaller than in a situation where most sectors are suffering from a national labor shortage. The definition of a labor shortage sector is based on official statistical data. The Ministry of Employment and the Economy determines the areas of labor shortage in cooperation with the Development and Administration Center for Economic Development, Transport and the Environment, KEHA Center, and the Centers for Economic Development, Transport and the Environment, in bracket, ELU Center. The basis for the determination is statistical data on job vacancies and job seekers, as well as regional policies made by the ELU centers on the areas in which the labor availability has become more difficult. If you need further information, you may contact the following. Number one is Special Assistant to the Minister of Labor, Teresa Salminen, and they have put a telephone number here, which is 0295 047 318, in bracket, questions to the Minister of Labor. But we also have the Government Councillor Yarmo Tiukkanen, Minister of Employment and the Economy, number 0295 047 355. Special Advisor Juho Peltonen, Ministry of Employment and the Economy, number 0295 047 119, in bracket, definition of labor shortage sector. So that was it, and I thought this would be so much important information for you, especially who have been struggling in looking for a job. I think you could try to look for a job in these areas. Maybe there could be some ways that you may be able to overcome the unemployment challenge. Other than that, I'm going to still look for more information to clarify how can people join the program, if there is such a program, because this is a specific program which goes on for 1 year. I'm going to look for possibility. If they are recruiting people, then I will inform you. So please make sure you follow this page in order to get updated more with information such as this one. See you soon. Bye-bye.